Rabotai, this coming Shabbos, we're going to read Parashat Shemot. We start on this Shabbos the second books from the 5 books of Moses. Sefer Shemot, also as you all know, called Sefer HaGeula, the book of the Geula, the book of the redemption. Why? Because it speaks about the redemption of the children of Israel from the exile of Mitzrayim. So that's why they call it Sefer HaGeula. With no further talking, the Baal Kore is with us. We're going to start. ואלה שמות בני ישראל הבאים מצרימה. את יעקב איש וביתו באו.
And these are the names of the children of Israel who are coming to Egypt with Jacob. Each man and his household came.
Okay. And those are the names. Many of the Mefarshim ask, why does it say, and those are the name? Why does the Torah say, and those the name? Why did she head up the letters Vav, Ve'ele, Vav HaHibur it's called? What does it come to teach us? By that the Torah tells us, Ve'ele Shemot Bnei Israel. Why does it say Ve'ele? Easily the Mefarshim ask, it can say, Ele Shemot Bnei Israel. Those are the name of the children of Israel that came to Egypt. Question number 1, that we have to look at it. And then it said, those are the name of the children of Israel. What can we learn from the word Shemot Bnei Israel, the name of the children of Israel? What can we learn from it? Also, if you look carefully, the verse starts with the latest Vav and end up with the latest Vav. Bao. Why? It start like this and end up with the Vav. So Be'ezrat Hashem will try to take all of those questions. So Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach v'Hashem alenu berachamav yarviach. Ve'ele shemot bnei Israel. Okay, and we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually mentioned the name. Okay,
yeah.
And many of the Mefarshim, especially the Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki, born in a city of Troa, in the north of France. He born 986 years ago. And the Mefarshim ask, I don't understand. You already told me about it. Why do you have to repeat? So the Mefarshim explain that the main reason that the Torah repeating and mentioning the name after they passed away of the 12th tribe to show how much the 12th tribe, the 12th tribe, HaKadosh Baruch Hu liked them so much. Therefore, we mention them again. But the question is that we ask, Ve'ele, Vav HaHibur, why is it mentioned the Vav HaHibur, the latest Vav? Why is it been put? And it didn't just say Ele. So, to answer that, I saw a beautiful commentary that brought by Rabbi Chaim ben Attar. Rabbi Chaim ben Attar, born in the city of Sali in Morocco, he born around 330 years ago. And he says something very interesting. He said from that it's come to tell you Vav, what it means, Vav HaHibur, it came to teach us something very important. Came to teach us that all the 12 tribes was tzaddikim. Come to tell you that the entire children of Israel that came from the 12th tribe, they all was tzaddikim like the father. The 12th tribe was tzaddikim exactly like their father, the grandfather, and the great-grandfather. That's what it's come to teach us, say Rabbi Chaim ben Attar. The Zohar HaKadosh on our Parsha says something important. The Zohar HaKadosh says, from here you learn that it says that when the children of Israel came down to Egypt, okay, the Holy Spirit came down with them. They say, where do you learn that? They say from that it say Mitzrayma with Hey, and it doesn't say Mitzrayim, to tell you that the Holy Spirit came down with Yaakov Avinu and the children of Israel to Egypt. And even that they, during the 210 years that they was in Egypt, all of this time, the Holy Spirit never left them. Even when they reached the 49 level of impurity, when they was worshipping idols and etc. To teach us something very, very important, said the Zohar Kadosh. From here you learn that the children of Israel, when they came down with Yaakov, they all was tzaddikim, and they continued to be tzaddikim. Okay, slow until the last member of the tribe, that was Levy. He died the last one. All of them was tzaddikim. It's come to tell you that the Vav Hibur come to tell you to connect it to the father, the grandfather, and the great-grandfather, Abraham Avinu, that they all was righteous. Abraham Avinu, Yitzhak Avinu, and Yaakov Avinu, they all was righteous people. Also, the grandchildren and the grandchildren was righteous. And then it said, Shemot Bnei Israel, the name of the children of Israel. Okay, and also a beautiful commentary that I have to share with you. That commentary I saw in a sefer Doresh Tzion. Doresh Tzion, it's a book that's been written by Rav Ben Tzion Muchafi Shalita, and he's one of the great poskim for the Sfaradim in Eretz Israel. And he wrote a book, Doresh Tzion. He said that actually that the Torah come to teach us something very important here. The Torah mentioned the name of the 12 tribes. He said that the Torah actually coming to tell us that the name of the children of Israel is, he suggests, okay, that they're hinting that the present, the divine of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was with the children of Israel in Eretz Mitzrayim. And that's what we end up. Why it said Mitzrayim, that it said that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was with them. He said, let me give you 3 samples. For example, if you take the name Reuven, what it means Reuven? Reuven, it's mean Milshon Riyah, to see. That means that the Almighty saw the suffering of the children of Israel in the exile of Mitzrayim. He says Shimon, Milshon Shmi'ah, to hear. HaKadosh Baruch Hu listen to the screaming, to the shouting of the children of Israel when there was an exile of Mitzrayim. Levy, what it mean Levy? Levy, it's Milshon Livui, to company. Say, Rav Ben Tzion Muchafi, it's come to teach you that HaKadosh Baruch Hu company the children of Israel, and he was with them while they was in the exile of Mitzrayim. And then it say, we ask the final question that we have to answer. That it say ve'ele, the verse start with Vav, and then it end up with the letters Vav, Vav again. Why is it happening like this? What's happening here? So we have to understand what's happening here. To explain that, we have to go to Rabbi Yaakov Bar Laturim. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Laturim, born in the city of Kellen. Kellen is in Germany. He born around 757 years ago. 757 years ago. And he said, if you look, the verse starts, the Sefer Shemot start with the letters Vav, and the first verse end up with the letters Vav. He said, take the gematria of Vav and Vav. Vav, the gematria is 6. Vav and Vav together, 6 plus 6, 12. He said, it's come to teach you something very important. It's come to teach you that those 12 the gematria of Vav and Vav is 12. It's towards the 12th tribe, that they are the pillar of the world. It's come to teach you that the 12th tribe was tzaddikim exactly like their father, grandfather, and the grandfather Abraham Avinu. So what do you learn from here? You learn from here something very important. We learn from here that it's come to tell you that we started with Vav that speak about tzaddikim, ve'ele tzaddikim, af ele tzaddikim. What it means, ve'ele tzaddikim? Those are righteous, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Also, the grandchildren, also righteous. It's come to tell you, Vav and Vav, to tell you that Gematria 6 and 6 together is 12. To tell you that the 12th tribe was tzaddikim, and they are the pillar of the world. That's what used to hold the world. Let's go to verse 7, because the next verses it only speak about the name of the what do you call it? The name of the tribes. And now I would like to get to something very important. Look what it says in verse 7. In verse 7 it says something like this: Ubnei Israel פרצו, וישרצו, וירבו, ויתעצמו במאוד מאוד, ותמלא הארץ אותם.
The children of Israel were fruitful. They teemed, increased, and became strong. Very, very much so. And the land became filled with them.
Okay, here we see something very interesting. On the Parshat of the Dvarim, we can say that the children of Israel got multiplied in Eretz, the land of Mitzrayim. And what's happened? That they become so many of them, okay, that the land of Eretz Mitzrayim was full of the children of Israel. Parshat of the Dvarim. Parshat of the Dvarim. But let's try to understand what's happening. Rashi HaKadosh says something very interesting. Rashi HaKadosh says, שהיו יולדות שישה בכרס אחד. Rashi says something very interesting. Rashi tells us that every Jewish woman, when she fell pregnant in Egypt, she used to deliver 6 in one time, 6 children. Said the Mefarshim, Rashi, you're telling us a great Hidush, but where did you learn that? Where can we learn, okay, that when the children of the woman that lived in Eretz Mitzrayim during the slavery, every time that they deliver children, they deliver 6 in one time? Well, how do you learn that? Say, I saw a beautiful answer from the Baal HaTurim. Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim answer. And he said like this. Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim say, you know where did Rashi learn that? I'll tell you. Look what it says in a pasuk. It said that the children of Israel got multiplied. But look what it said. It said like this. Paru, Vayishretzu, it's 2. Vayirbu, it's 3. Vayatzmu, it's 4. Bimeod, meod, it's 6. It said the Torah hinting to you that the children of Israel, when a woman used to give a birth, she used to give a birth to 6 kids in one time. He said that from here you learn what Rashi tried to tell you. And many times I explain. Rashi HaKadosh, he speaks to us in codes. He's telling us something, but we have to understand what Rashi tried to tell us. And always we have to look at the Mefarshim, where did the Rashi get it? And here Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim tell us, you know where the Rashi learned it? He learned it from where? From the Torah. It's in the Torah. Ubnei Israel paru, I repeat it, Vayishretzu, it's 2, Vayirbu is 3, Vayatzmu is 4, Bimeod is 5, Meod again is 6. So from here you learn that the children of Israel, they got multiplied. Why? Because when the mother used to deliver, she used to deliver 6 at one time. I saw another commentary that brought by Rabbi Tzchak. Rabbi Tzchak was the uncle of the Maran Abed Yosef, Rabbi Yosef Karo, that wrote the Shulchan Aruch. And he wrote a book, Toldot Yitzhak, the offspring of Yitzhak, he called that book. He born around 659 years ago, close to 660 years ago, okay? And in his book, he said something very interesting. He said, if you look something very interesting, look at the miracle that happened to the children of Israel. He said that naturally, if a mother delivered triplet, because when they get delivered, they got very weak, they have to use an incubator. They used to put them in an incubator to make sure that they get stronger until they're strong enough to come out. He said, but look at the miracle that HaKadosh Baruch Hu done to the children of Israel. When the children of Israel lived in Egypt, and the mother used to deliver 6 at one go, in one time, okay, a miracle used to happen. What was the miracle happen? That no one needed a special nursing, especially in that time that they didn't have incubator. They all was so strong. It's come to teach you what it say in a verse, Vayatzmu, and they got stronger. The verse tell us, Vayatzmu, and they got stronger. It's come to tell you that was a miracle from heaven, that nothing happened, that when they deliver, no baby was weak enough, Has v'shalom, and then he needed special treatment or special stuff. And who knows what would happen in that time, because they didn't have the tools, the technology that we have today. And then in verse 13, let's go to verse 13. In verse 13, it says something very interesting. Look what it says here. Here is something for us, Rabotai, that we have to understand what's happening. ויעבידו מצרים את בני ישראל בעבודה קשה ובפרך.
The Egyptians enslaved the children of Israel with crushing harshness.
What does it mean, crushing hardness? So the Midrash brings something extraordinary. Pharaoh put the obligation of the children of Israel to build houses by the Nile. Okay? And we know that all of those houses that they built on the bank of the Nile, they used to make from clay. No, make them from clay. Nothing fancy, nothing strong. They used to use mortar and clay. And he said something very interesting. He said in the month of Nisan, okay, around, like if we look at our calendar, it's around April, May. And around April, May, that's when the time of the water in the Nile used to overflow, and not only overflow above the bank, it used to wash everything above the bank. And what it used to do, every year, and that time, all of those houses that been built by the children of Israel used to get washed off and destroyed. And today we can see it. When there is a strong flood, we can see the damage. Say the Midrash like this, say Hazal, our sages. You know why Pharaoh done it? Pharaoh done it on purpose. He wanted to degrade the children of Israel. He wanted to show them that all their work is useless, that the work that they do is no good. So what is he used to do? he used to build those houses. That kind of bank of the river used to force them. And how did he wanted to degrade the Jewish people? By that all of those houses used to get destroyed. And said the Mefarshim, there's no better satisfaction for a person when he see whatever he created still hold on. He said, but every year in April, when the river used to get full, what is he used to do? He used to destroy, the water used to destroy all of those clay houses, and Pharaoh used to degrade them and laugh on them with the Egyptian. Look what you built. Start again. And for 86 years, Rabotai, that was one of the humiliation that the children of Israel have to put with. That's how the Midrash Rabbah on Sefer Shemot explained. I would like to go to verse 15 and 16. And here it says something very interesting. Look what it says. ויאמר מלך מצרים למילדות העבריות, השם שם האחת שפרה, ושם השנית פועה. ויאמר בילדיכם את העבריות, וראיתם את האבניים, אם בן הוא ועמיתם אותו, ואם בת היא וחיה.
The king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of the first was Shiphrah, and the name of the second was Puah. And he said, when you deliver the Hebrew women, and you see them on the birth stool, if it is a son, you are to kill him. And if it is a daughter, she shall live.
There's two questions here that we have to understand. Question number one, that question been asked by the Zera Shimshon. Rabbi Shimshon Chaim Nachmani, he born in the north of Italy in the city of Modena. Okay, he born 320 years ago. And in the Zera Shimshon, he asked a very, very valid question. He said, question number one, I don't understand. The Torah tells us that Pharaoh gone and called the Jewish midwife. Pharaoh, you want to kill the children of Israel? Why don't call the Egyptian midwife? Why you call the Jewish midwife to do the job? If you really want 100% success, don't use the Jewish people. Use your own nation, your own midwife, that the Egyptian, and they will do the job, believe me. They will do the job very well. Question number one. Question number two, what does it say, ve'im bati v'haya? If she's a girl, she's a female, and she lived. What's the hidush here? Okay, what is the Torah have to tell us? So let's answer question by question. The first question that we have to answer, why did he use Jewish midwife and not Egyptian midwife? We ask. Said the Zera Shimshon, I'll tell you the reason for it. He said that Pharaoh knew that if he's going to use Egyptian midwife, they're going to kill all the boys. That's for sure. There's no question about it. But they're also going to kill the girls. And if they're going to kill the girls, okay, they're going to do it because they have so much hate towards the Jews, they wouldn't have mercy, not on a male and not on a female. He said, but here is the answer why the Torah tells us, im bati v'haya. If it's a girl, she should live. Because Pharaoh wanted to change the nation of the Jewish people, the nation of the children of Israel, to make him pagan like their nation. He said that if he going to succeed to kill all the male, the female have to marry it out. And if they marry out, slowly, nothing going to left from the children of Israel. He say, that's what it say. Ve'imbati, if it's a daughter, she should live. He say, you know why? What was the hidush behind all of it? The hidush was to tell you something very important. The hidush is that he knew that if you're going to put Egyptian midwife, those Egyptian midwives wouldn't have mercy not on the boys and not on the girls. They will kill both of them. He said, if they're going to kill both of them, I didn't succeed. I just annihilate everyone who's going to stay and going to do all the hard work, all the dirty work. Number two, I cannot turn that nation, if I kill them all, to become pagan. You understand the Hidush? And then Vehaya, because he wanted that all the boys going to be annihilated, all the Jewish boys that born, Chas v'shalom, going to be annihilated, and the girls that going to born, not going to have any more Jewish boy to marry. So what they're going to do? Inevitably, they have to marry Egyptian. And if they married Egyptian, they're going to adopt, okay, their culture, they're going to adopt their religion, and they're all going to become pagan. So now we understand why the Torah tells us about that he used, number one, the Jewish midwife, and number two, the כל הבת, ואם בת היא תחיה. זאת אומרת, if she's a daughter, וחיה, that she's going to stay alive. I would like to suggest to move to chapter 2, verse 5. Chapter 2, verse 5, we see something very interesting. Here it's talking about the daughter of Pharaoh, Batia. And look what it says. ותרד בת פרעה לרחוץ על היאור, ונערותיה הולכות על יד היאור, ותראה התיבה. בתוך הסוף, ותשלח את אמתה, ותיקחיה.
Pharaoh's daughter went down to bathe by the river, and her maidens walked along the river. She saw the basket among the reeds, and she sent her maidservant, and she took it.
Okay. Pshat of the Dvarim, when the daughter of Pharaoh saw that there is a basket in a river, she sent one of her maidservants to fetch the basket. Pshat of the Dvarim. But the Gemara in Masechet Sotah, in page 12, folio 2, tell us something completely different.
Yeah.
Hazal tell us that Batia, on that day that she gone to the Nile, she gone to wash on the Nile, she decided to convert. She decided that she's not going to worship idols anymore. She's not going to believe that and all of those pagan rituals and all of that. She decided to believe that there is a God. So usually what's happened, when the prince go to bathe in a Nile, they rich, they have a lot of money. So her maidservant, all those girls accompany her. Okay? When she saw the basket, said the Gemara, Rabotai Masechet Sotah, 12 folio 2, say that she stretched her arm. And by that she stretched her arm became longer, Milshon Amma, okay? And her hand got stretched, and she managed to get hold of the basket, and she pulled it out. Until here, what Hazal said, okay? Come the Mefarshim and ask, wait a minute, the Gemara, when I said the Mefarshim, the Gemara, wait a minute. When Batia saw, okay, the basket, it was quite far from the bank. She knew naturally, even if she's going to stretch her hand as far as she can, it will never reach to the basket. Asked Hazal in a Gemara, in that case, can you explain to me why she done it? Explain Hazal in a Midrash Rabbah. Now I'm going to Midrash Rabbah on Sefer Shemot. He explained that here the Torah come to teach you something very important. Nachon, that Batia gone to Ben and now, okay? She wanted litvol. Litvol is to milshon tvila, okay? That she stopped worshiping idol. When she saw the teva, she said to herself, I'm going to stretch my arm and I'm going to do whatever I can do, whatever I personally can do. And the rest, it's going to be from heaven. And really, you say the Midrash, what's happened? HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw her desire, saw her wish, and her hand got stretched and got longer, and she managed to get hold of the basket, and that's how she saved Moshe Rabbeinu. Said the Midrash that the Torah doesn't tell us stories for nothing. We have to understand what is the message, because Torah is a manual, is a book of, it's a manual book. If the Torah tell you something, it's not just a story, it's come to teach us something. Listen what Hazal say. Hazal say that from here you learn something very important. That sometimes a person have to understand that you want to do a mitzvah, okay? He have to try first. A person have to try his own effort, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help him and will help us to finish the mitzvah. That means I want to go and daven in a shul. The first thing that I have to do is to want to go. Once that I took my tefillin bag, once that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help me to reach there and to daven. He said the chidush here that you have to understand that everything in life that you do is not because your own strength. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do the first steps. After you've done the first step, he will help you to continue. After that, it's above nature. Now, to us, it's look nature. Listen, I want to go to work. I go to the car, I switch on the car, and I drive. That's pshat of the dvarim. But said the Mefarshim, it's not like that at all. At all. He said that something very important, that you have to do the first ishtadlut, your own personal effort. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help you to do that mitzvah that you want to do. And that's the Hidush. That say the Hazal in a Midrash Rabbah. Let's go to verse 10. And in verse 10, it says something very interesting. Look what it says. ויגדל הילד, ותביאהו לבת פרעה, ויהי לה לבן, ותקרא שמו משה, ותאמר, כי מן המים משיתיהו.
The boy grew up, and she brought him to the daughter of Pharaoh, and he was a son to her. She called his name Moses, as she said, for I drew him from the water.
Okay. Pshat of the dvarim, that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he grown up, okay, his mother took him back to where? To the house of Pharaoh. Why? Because she used to nurse him. For 24 months, she used to nurse him. Beseder. Until here, we understand. But what's happening here? Vatikra shemo Moshe. Batia, the daughter of Pharaoh, called him Moshe. Why did she call him Moshe? So the Torah tells us because she drew him off the water, pshat of the dvarim. כי מן המים משיתיהו. אוקיי? זה דאלשיך הקדוש, רבי משה אלשיך. רבי משה אלשיך, born in the city of Andripoli in Turkey 520 years ago. And in his book, Torat Moshe, he asked that question. From where Batia knew what to call, how did she knew to call Moshe in a Hebrew name? Because Moshe is a Hebrew name. They're all pagan. The Egyptian didn't know Hebrew. So how did she knew that name Moshe? That's the question of the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh. Very valid question, very nice question. Say Al-Sheikh HaKadosh that you have to understand. Batia wasn't stupid. Batia knew that Moshe Rabbeinu, okay, is from the children of the Hebrew land, okay? And what she done, when she took Yocheved, his mother, and she nursed him for all of those months, okay, for the 2 years, okay, she knew that his mother gonna give him a name. The name gonna be given by his mother, okay? She just waited that the mother gonna give him the name, and once that she gonna give him the name, she gonna teach her how to pronounce the name Moshe in Hebrew properly. What does it mean? That the name really been given by Yocheved, say, okay? Al-Sheikh HaKadosh, Rabbi Moshe Al-Sheikh. But how to pronounce the name Moshe, it took Batia at least a year or two to pronounce it properly. That means once that Yocheved given him the name, Yocheved and Amram, and they call him Moshe, she needed to teach Batia how to pronounce it. How long does it take? I say a year, but I think that I'm mistaken. But it took quite a bit of time. So who really given the name? Say Hasa, say the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh, it wasn't Batia. Batia just learned to pronounce the name. Okay. And then it said, Min hamayim mishitiu. From the water, adroim. But it's not true. She drew him from the basket. Ask the Gaon Hida. The Gaon Hida, Rabbi Haim Yosef David Zazulai. He born in Jerusalem. And he born around 301, 302 years ago. 302 to be more accurate. Yes, 302. Okay, 302 years ago. He said something very important. He said, look how clever and how smart was Batia. If Batia said, the Gaon Hida would say that she drew him with a basket. She drew him because he was in a basket. She pulled him out with a basket. She said that her father Pharaoh will force her to take back Moshe Rabbeinu and to throw him to the Nile. But that she say that I drew him from the water, that means he been thrown to the water. And if he been thrown to the water and he survived, there is amnesty. It's the same like it's work all over the world. It's like a person got gone to the gallows and they put lo alenu the rope over his neck, and the neck got, and the rope got cut, and he survived. They're not going to hang him again. He said that's what's happened here. And that's why Batia said, Minamayim Meshitiu. I pulled him, I drew him out of the water. I didn't draw him with a basket from the Nile. No. She didn't mention the basket. because she knew she gonna mention the basket, Pharaoh gonna say, throw him back. But now that she said that she drew him from the water, the father said, no problem. He have amnesty and nothing gonna happen to him. Look how smart Batia was, and why she changed one word. I draw him from the water instead of from the basket. Let's go to verse 14 and look here what it says. ויאמר, מי שמך לאיש, שר ושופט עלינו? הלהורגני, אתה אומר, כאשר הרגת את המצרי? וירא משה ויאמר, וירא משה ויאמר, אכן נודע הדבר.
He replied, who appointed you as a dignitary, a ruler, and a judge over us? Do you propose to murder me as you murdered the Egyptian? Moses was frightened, and he thought, indeed, the matter is known.
Rabotai, we have to understand what's happening here. How much those the Parsha speak about what's happening to us now. Moshe Rabbeinu, in the age of 18, 17, decided to go and see the suffering of the children of Israel. And when he gone out to his brother, he saw two Jewish people fighting. Who they was? Datan and Aviram. And Datan was beating his brother Aviram. He almost killed him. So Moshe Rabbeinu approached him, okay, and he said to Datan, Rasha, lama takerecha? You wicked, why are you hitting your fellow friend? What is there? Datan said to Moshe Rabbeinu, who appointed you as a man, a minister, a judge on us? Are you wishing to kill me like you killed the Egyptian? Basically, he said to him, we know that you killed the Egyptian. So now you want to kill me like you killed the Egyptian? What does the Torah tell us? וירא משה ויאמר אכן נודע הדבר. Moshe got frightened. What did he say? The situation is being revealed. The act that I done, that I killed the Egyptian that used to hit the Jewish person, now everyone knows. I saw a beautiful commentary. What does it mean? Look what the Torah tried to teach us. And the commentary that I'm going to bring is the commentary of the third Guru Rabbi, Rabbi Yehuda Aryelev Alter. He was, as I mentioned, the third Rebbe. He born around 179 years ago in Poland, okay? And he said in his book, before I forget, his book called Sfat Emet, okay? And he says something extraordinary. He said, then Moshe Rabbeinu saw how the Lashon Hara, the gossiping, that there is amongst the Jewish people, the mahloket, the argument, the fighting, the faribel that there is amongst the children of Israel. You realize why the children of Israel suffering more than any other nation in exile. He says like this, when we talk Lashon Hara, one about others, when we fighting one with each other, when we gossiping one on each other, that's mahloket that there is amongst the children of Israel cause us all the problem that we're having. Say the Guru Rebbe that Moshe Rabbeinu could not understand. How come the children of Israel are suffering so much? But when Moshe Rabbeinu saw how people treat each other, and they're fighting one with each other, that's what caused all the galut. That's why the children of Israel have to suffer in exile, when we don't respect each other. Said the Guru Rebbe, you have to learn from here that if you treat your fellow friend, your fellow Jew, with respect and honor, a half of the sorrows that we have in the exile wouldn't happen. And why I said at the beginning of the show that it's reflecting to what we have. Just 2 days ago, we hear that there is a demonstration of the Haredim. And a bus driver drove over a 14 years old, a young boy. Rabotai, we have to understand that all of this, and it doesn't make a difference who's the driver, who's those demonstrations. We all one nation. And when the other nations see how we fighting, how much disagreement we have amongst us, that's what given them more fuel to make the problem even, the suffering, sorry, not the problem, the suffering even harder on us. What is it come to teach us how important is the unity? When this one say, talking about this, and this one talk about that, what are you getting from it? What difference does it make? We should live in peace and unity, especially in those difficult times. That, as Dr. Les mentioned earlier, that there's not one nation that loves us. And if they pretend that they love us, or they show us that they love us, it's all a pretending. Right. How much that verse have to put? Okay, but I see that the time is running. I'm going to skip now. What's the time? We have 6 minutes. Okay, let me try and do at least 2 verses. So let me skip to chapter 3, because we're still in chapter 3. We have to speak a bit. Let's go to verse 2. And let's see what verse 2 tells us, because it's speaking about the burning bush. And it says like this. וירא מלאך אדוני אליו בליבת האש, מתוך הסנה. וירא, והנה הסנה בוער באש, והסנה אינו אוכל.
An angel of Hashem appeared to him in a blaze of fire from amid the bush. He saw, and behold, the bush was burning in the fire, but the bush was not consumed.
So here we're speaking about the miracle of the burning bush. But come the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, if someone want to look at it, in page 67, folio 1. And Hazal asked the question, I don't understand, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu have to reveal to Moshe Rabbeinu in a bush? Nachon, that the miracle was that that bush never got consumed. But why dafka bush? You want to reveal to the Messiah, the one that's going to redeem the Jewish people, dafka in a bush? What's the hidush here? What was the message here? So Hazal in the Gemara tell us something extraordinary. Hazal tell us that was a message here, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu love humble people, those that doesn't show off, those that under the radar, let's call it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu love humble people. He said, look at the size of the bush, very long. It's come to teach you something very important. It said the Mefarshim something extraordinary. It said it's come to teach you that from all the trees, HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't choose a cedar tree, a long tree. No, he chose what? Dafka the bush, the one that's very low. HaKadosh Baruch Hu love humble people. To teach us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he chooses leaders for the Jewish people, he chooses the humble people. He doesn't look for those that arrogant, those that everyone give him yichas and that. That's not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu chooses. That maybe we choose, but not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu chooses. I saw another interpretation that why it was a burning bush. Why Dafka bush? We ask. I saw a commentary of the Maharal Prague. Who was the Maharal Prague? Rabbi Yehuda Levy, okay? Ben Betzalel. He born in Poland, believe it or not, okay? And he born 506 years ago. And he explained like this. He said the main reason that the Almighty revealed himself to Moshe Rabbeinu in a bush is he tried to show him that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere, even in a lower place. The same like the height of the bush, Nachon, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in heaven, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere, even in a lower place. What is he hinting to us? Say the Maharal Prague, that the children of Israel was in a 49 level of Tumah. And the chances that they're going to leave Egypt, it was, everyone will tell you never. It's not going to happen. Come to tell you that you have to understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is down, okay? Is right down, even in the darker places, that there is a Jew. You never leave any Jew behind. It just what we need is a call of a wake-up call. A call to wake us up. He come to him, to Moshe Rabbeinu, Nachon, that the children of Israel is in a lower level. And now you understand why they have stomach sores. But I need someone very humble to take him out of there. And you are the man. And Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai, that we'll have a man like Moshe Rabbeinu soon. We need it more than ever. In verse 3, look, it says something very important. ויאמר משה אסור נא, וראה את המראה הגדול הזה, מדוע לא יבער הסנה?
Moshe thought, I will turn aside now and look at this great sight. Why will the bush not be burned?
Okay. Why is the bush not burned? So we have to explain, when Moshe Rabbeinu at the beginning looked at that incident, that he saw a bush that get burned, but it doesn't get consumed. He didn't understand what happened. Say Rabbeinu Bechaya, Rabbeinu Bechaya ben Asher. He born in the city of Saragossa. He born 771, 772 years ago. And in his commentary on the Torah, I say that at the beginning, when Moshe saw that incident, he was thinking that when he looked at the sneh, at the bush, he was thinking that it's a normal fire. Okay? And he couldn't understand how come that the fire cannot consume that bush. The Midrash, Shemot Rabbi, explained that actually here, that was the first prophecy to Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu needed to prepare him to go to the children of Israel to give the prophecy that they're going to be redeemed. So how do you do that? How do you actually give a man something that he will understand? By that he saw that a fire burning the bush, but the bush doesn't get consumed. Only when he come closer, he realized that it was not a normal fire. The fire that he saw, it wasn't a fire like everyone think, like we get used to see fire. He said that only when he looked at it, he realized that it's unnatural. It's above natural. And that was for him, said the Midrash Rabbah, the first prophecy. That means that's to help him to go, to prepare him to go to the children of Israel, that to tell them what he saw. That at the beginning he saw a bush that with fire, but the burning bush doesn't get consumed. To teach us that something very important, that in life, Rabotai, we have to do everything gradually. Everything in life has to be gradually. And I'll give you an example. If, when a person, okay, staying in a dark room, and if he's in a dark room for a long time, the eyes get used to it. The eyes get used to that situation of darkness. And if immediately you take him out of darkness to a light, it can affect his sight, his eyesight. We know it. So it says that the first thing that you have to do in life, you want to grow up in anything, okay? HaKadosh Baruch Hu needed to prepare Moshe Rabbeinu to speak to the children of Israel. So how is he going to prepare him? Gradually show him that the bush is burning. Only when he come closer, he saw that the bush doesn't get consumed. And the fire that he see, it's not a normal fire. He said that's come to teach us something very important in life. When a person do Hazara b'tshuva, let's take example. A person have to do that, he have to grow up gradually, okay, in Yiddishkeit. You can't just in one day rise and to become a Talmid Chacham. It's not going to happen. You have to learn a lot. You have to read a lot. You have to purify yourself. If a person wants to become Talmid Chacham, you have to go different stages. To clean his mind, you have to go to the mikveh every day. To reach to certain level, that doesn't come just like that. Person have to work on himself to reach to that level. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said the Midrash here, prepare Moshe Rabbeinu for what? For his first prophecy that he's going to give. That means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with the incidents of the burning bush, actually prepared Moshe Rabbeinu. At the beginning, Moshe Rabbeinu thought that the fire that he sees, it's a normal fire. And the fire that you see on the bush, it's going to get consumed. Only when he come closer, he realized it's not a normal fire, and the bush doesn't get consumed. And that's a message to us, Rabotai, and with that I would like to conclude. I know I took 5 minutes extra, but it's something that is a message here to us. That everything in life, a person have to do it in stages. You want to daven every morning. First of all, learn to wake up on time. Then learn the next thing to go to shul, to daven where? In a minyan. You put the filling in a minyan. Stage by stage. When you want to become Hozer b'tshuva. And it's not only for Hozer b'tshuva, it's for everything in life. A person has to understand. A person want to become a doctor. He can't be a doctor in one day. Even if he qualified, he still doesn't have the experience that he's going to get after many years. A doctor become a good doctor when number one is like a burning bush, is like a bush that is humble. Number two, he learned from mistake and he have experience. And it's the same with every profession. And that was the message that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu and prepared them for the first prophecy that he's going to talk. But more than all, it's a message to us that in life, you have to do things gradually. Not one day you X, the next day you Z. It's not going to happen. Step by steps. You can't be one day A and the next thing you're going to be Z. It doesn't go like this. To grow up, you have to work, you have to put the effort, and you have to grow gradually, and you have to know it. Rabotai, I hope that you enjoy the shi'ur and you benefit from it. So when you read the Parsha on Shabbos, you'll know what's hiding behind it.